About 30 years.
I like working at United Welsh mainly because of the people. I think there's a lot of people who care about what they do. I think that really makes a difference in your day-to-day job.
It's the culture that we've got is unlike anywhere else I've ever worked.
Just the nature of the work. I enjoy interacting with the tenants and the operatives on a day-to-day basis.
Although we work in a very professional and quite an intense environment, everything's still relaxed, everybody gets on, the staff are friendly.
The thing I like most about working at United Welsh is the diversity of the work that I undertake. I get to see and meet loads of different people from across the sector.
I really enjoy being part of a team that's sort of more focused on social values rather than profit values.
I think we do all the serious stuff. We provide all hands management, but actually there's a bit of life in the organisation. The people are good fun. There's a lot of social activity that go on. It's a joy actually to come into work, just to meet the people and hear what's going on in people's lives.
The thing I think I'm most proud of is the impact that we actually have out in the communities. I know like a lot of people just see us as a builder. I don't think people see all the extra things we do and try to change the communities for the better.
The changes that we make with our people are probably what makes us what we are, and I think that's probably what I'm most proud of.
I'm proud of the way they treat their staff. Everybody is treated individually. We all get a fair chance of any opportunities that arise.
I think I'm most proud of at United Welsh, and a little bit biased I think, is what we've done at Celtic Horizons. Creating a kind of repairs delivery service like that on that kind of scale, I think it's quite impressive.
The one thing I'm most proud of at United Welsh, I think, is our commitment to our cultural journey.
Just being part of a progressive organisation that's grown over time and been awarded several times for being one of the best workplaces in the UK.
The thing I'm most proud about with United Welsh is their approach to support and well-being of individuals and groups of people. I started work for South Wales Federated Housing Association in 1992, and the best thing that United Welsh ever did was to merge with Swiffer in about 1996. Swiffer had about 425 properties, which United Welsh didn't really have much of a support department at all, if any, I don't think. And they really embraced support.
I remember when I used to work in development, going out with one of the staff just to see some of our properties. And one woman had been in temporary accommodation with her teenage son, a one-room bed sit for 2 years, and we gave her a brand new property. She was just in tears, saying how wonderful, how it affected and changed her lives.
I've been working at United Welsh for 14 years. It's the longest period I've ever worked for any organisation. And I don't think there's a week that goes by where, being sat out on the floor with everyone, I don't hear a story where someone has demonstrated the values, gone that little extra mile, and you think, do you know what, that's the culture that we've generated within this business.
I think most proud of would be, I think, the culture here, the dedication of the teams and how they work. They go the extra mile to help people.
What I'm really very proud of is the fact that in all the decisions that we make, I have always stayed and will always stay true to our social purpose and our core values. So in everything we do, we always ask ourselves, is this right for the people we work with, our customers, our tenants? Is this right for United Welsh as a business? Can we feel proud of this? Will we feel proud of this? And we will only feel proud of the things that are in line with our social purpose and our values. And I know that we've never wavered from that. In the decade I've been with United Welsh, if ever we've had a feeling that something isn't quite right, we don't go with it.
We were the top voluntary organisation in terms of great places to work in the whole of Europe. I mean, that's just bonkers. You know, that's government organisations, charities, and we were number one. I don't think anyone realised actually until we got the call to say, well, you were fourth, but actually in terms of voluntary organisations, you were the best in Europe.
I think for me, the move to the new office back in 2010, I think that was the catalyst for a lot of change within the organisation.
Over the last 30 years, the one thing that we've done is investing in not just the staff, but investing in the people that they're providing houses for.
If we hadn't had the belief in the people that we've got now, United Welsh wouldn't be where it is now.
We realise that the people who deliver these services need to also have a great service from us. We have a fantastic working environment, flexible working. So that's a really, really big step that we've taken. To work at United Welsh is a real privilege.
I guess for me, one of the biggest things and most important things has been the transition from being United Welsh Housing Association to being rebranded about 10 years ago as United Welsh, in recognition of the fact that we do so much more than just provide houses.
We're using our energy in a really positive way. We're building for the future. We're not just sitting back. And I think that is a really important part of who we are as well.
For me, the best thing United Welsh done is a bit personal. They've introduced an employment team that work with the tenants and people not in work, so trying to get people into work. I found myself unemployed 2 years ago. Back in November, I met Brian and Danielle last year, who work with the employment team, and completely changed my life, and United Welsh played a big part of that. Now I have a bright, successful future ahead of me, and I have the employment team to thank for that, and I believe the work that they do is great.
I think that what we've done that's really made a difference is actually that we've dared to do things differently. From the way we've delivered new homes in partnership, from some of our exciting projects, our mini employment agency that we have delivering jobs and training for our tenants. I really feel that partners recognise us for the fact that we're prepared to take risks, and for me that is all about being brave, and that's very, very special.
IT is going to be major, artificial intelligence and virtual reality. So we could have a robot me, we could have a robot exec. Actually, a robot exec would mean that the meetings would run to time.
Well, I think we'll continue to expand and develop our services. I think at the current rate we'll probably be up to over 10,000 properties, so certainly one of the biggest housing providers in South Wales.
I think United Welsh will be doing what they're doing now, doing the best thing they do by providing homes for tenants, still giving them the opportunity to go back into work, put them on the right track. I just think the future is looking really well.
United Welsh in 30 years' time will still be doing what they're doing, but it'll be more sustainable, more renewable. The future is sustainability, renewability, and we'll be tapping into new technologies at that point. And I think because United Welsh looks to the future all the time, is always thinking ahead and has, you know, really high ratings for the properties that we build, that we'll still be pioneering in housing associations at that point.
So I still like to think we'd be providing kind of good quality housing to people, except with some whizzy gadgets and some different bits and pieces, hopefully.
I'd like us to be the biggest RSL in Wales, not for bragging rights, but as a sort of a happy consequence of doing our bit to end the housing crisis. I want us to keep using innovative development solutions. I want us to be leading the way, and local authorities, councils, other RSLs using us to deliver solutions for them.
United Welsh will still be approaching housing and homelessness and support in a similar way, but we will have moved on some way in that we're providing accommodation that is more psychologically informed and nicer places to live.
30 years I see United Welsh still providing high quality homes to live in, affordable homes, friendly communities and environments to live in. The staff force sort of expanding because the number of tenants is going to increase.
Not just be in the South Wales region, I think it could grow to Mid Wales and North Wales.
Well, I'd like to be thinking that we're not going to be needed. We want people to have access to a good home, we want people to become independent, we want people to become, you know, self-fulfilling. It's like a utopian dream in a way. So I still think we'll be continuing to do some of the really, really good work that we do now, which is around trying to empower people, trying to get people into employment, providing really, really good quality homes, and kind of leading the charge, being the innovators and trying to take this sector into new places where it hasn't been before.
I'd like to think that the social values will continue, and that United Welsh will be focused on how they can provide housing for, you know, vulnerable and less well-off people. But so not just providing housing, but providing a range of services that help people.
What do I think United Welsh's role will be in 30 years' time? I believe that we'll probably by that time be well into a programme of renewal, because what we recognise now is a lot of the homes that we have are not going to be fit for the future, and that might be demolishing some homes that aren't fit for purpose currently and replacing them with homes that are energy efficient, that are modern and work well for the people who live there. More than anything, I really truly hope that the silo working that happens between sectors currently is broken down. We need to have a seamless approach to delivering resources. People's needs change all the time, and we can't predict what those changes will be, but people need to be able to dip in and dip out of services without worrying about the boundaries and who's going to fund this and who's going to fund that. But people need to have the services they need at any time in their lives to enable them to live their best lives for as long as possible. And if we haven't achieved that in 30 years' time, we need to be very ashamed of ourselves. What we know is our people in United Welsh, they're creative, they're brave, they'll take risks, and that's great. We need to dare to be different, to do those things, to actually knock the doors, break down the boundaries, and bring people together to work in a way that delivers the best outcomes.
As I look out of the window and up to the sky, in true Marty fashion, I sit and think about what, how and why. My time here has been mostly a pleasure, with memories that one for reason or another I'll treasure. One thing is for certain, change marches on. Nothing stands still for very long. Our future's not written, nobody should. Our future is what we make it, so let's make it good. Predicting the future is so hard to do, so much to think about and so much that is new. One thing is for certain, change marches on. Nothing stands still for very long. Will the office be redundant? Will it be extinct? Who knows, but plenty to ponder and plenty to think. So my best wishes are sent to you all. Happy birthday, United Welsh. Keep doing what we do.